Hello everyone, a brand new edition of the Mighty Triple Trio as we look forward to the superstar Romantic Warrior returning on Sunday. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Clint Hutchison is simply the best form analyst in the business. And the Golden Boy is in the Hall of Fame. Everywhere. Australia, New Zealand, and one day around the world. Welcome to you, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Looking forward to the weekend. Tinge of sadness, last show for the season. So, love covering Hong Kong racing and trying to find the winners, which we'll continue to do. But anyway, Romantic Warrior. I mean, he's like I say, he's a rock star, and we hope that he can turn up and play a lovely tune this weekend.
Golden Boy, he'd be one of the many horses that you would have loved one day to have ridden. Romantic Warrior?
Oh, he's a superstar. What's he won? 271 million, I think, which is over 50 million Aussie, which is just amazing. And he'll keep adding to it. I'm sure he'll come back next year because he's really racing at his peak now.
Yeah, I suppose the one query is going to be the distance for the Champions and Chater Cup, but we'll dissect that in great detail when we're coming up with an unbelievable show. Before we get to what's coming up on the show, let's look back on last week. And if you jump on board a horse who was placed in a Melbourne Cup called Middle Earth, and you get out to 2,000 metres in a field where he at his absolute best would give these guys a touch-up. What do you think?
He certainly would. Kieran will have him nice and fit third up. I reckon he'll run a good race.
Ran to the lead below the 100. It's Middle Earth in front. Royal Supremacy, Future History. Belvedere Boys trying hard, but Middle Earth, another rails hugging ride.
Island Buddy getting the staggers. Lucrative 8 still there, and Superb Spirit driving at the pair of them. The favourite's been heavily backed, and he's going to win. Superb Spirit. Violet Star, the one they put all the money on though. He takes over. Power of VTAM into minor money, but Violet Star is too good. Still Superb King, the air. Yes, he's going to do it tonight, and he's going to win in style. The air, too good.
They're just some of the highlights, but then the other big story it continues to develop is this battle for the training championship, and at the moment, Danny Schum leads by only one over my man, Casper Fan.
Your man.
So Casper's made the move. Now, you two are locked in with Mark Noonan. You're sitting in third at the moment.
We are.
So how do you feel at the moment? I mean, we've still got 15 to go. What are you thinking?
I'm not changing anything.
You're not changing? You're holding?
No, I'm holding. I'm holding for the moment. Yeah, I'm happy to hold, but... Francis has got a lot of nice horses, and all of a sudden he's in the game with a treble, so it's incredible.
Oh, wow. What do you think, Golden?
Pretty open. As I keep saying, when I did the thing about 6 weeks ago now, Danny Schum had the best array of horses, and it's starting to come through. But all those trainers are going to have runs. There's no risk. They'll have 2, 3, 4 winners a meeting, and then they may not have one for 3 or 4. That's what's going to happen. John... Once it gets under 10 meetings and he's 8 behind, more or less can't win.
Yeah.
So he's not far away from not being able to win. He can still win if he has a double and a treble in the next few meetings, but when he's got to have 2 winners to those others 1, you can't do it.
Well, the unique thing as well, Richo, it's not like Australia, like in terms of the entry system. So you might have horses there ready to win, but you're not guaranteed sometimes to get a start. It's a little more complex than what it is here in Australia. So some degree of luck comes into it late doors as well.
Well, I've made a call to the CEO of the Hong Kong Jockey Club, and we are changing every meeting to Happy Valley from now on to try to help my man Casper. Yeah, I reckon that's going to be the plan.
He'd like that.
He would like that.
He would like that.
A huge show coming up, including our very special guest, the king that is Zac Purton. So thrilled to have an opportunity to chat to Zac. Idle votes, of course, we're previewing some great races. NICOLA, YUEN as well, best bets, Whirlpool, literally got it all. So strap yourself in for a huge show.
Romantic Warrior, what an animal!
For more than 30 years, only 2 champions have completed the Triple Crown.
And it is River Verdon taking the Triple Crown, the first Triple Crown winner in Hong Kong.
Voyage Bubble, 31 years on, he's a Triple Crown victor!
Now, Romantic Warrior has 1 race left to join them. First, it was the Stewards Cup.
But it's Romantic Warrior, 100 metres to go, and now this great horse at the Stewards Cup.
Then the Hong Kong Gold Cup.
It is Romantic Warrior though, he's on target for another Triple Crown tilt, and Romantic Warrior jogs it.
2 victories, 1 final test, 2,400 meters. The Champions and Chater Cup.
He's left them all behind.
A horse who carried Hong Kong to the world.
Hong Kong have come and they've conquered.
Now races for its greatest honor. This Sunday, Romantic Warrior chases immortality.
Oh, what a star. That's whet the appetite. I just lowered the octane a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Didn't know you had an American accent.
Oh,
in you.
I've got it all. I can assure you. Thank you to my friend AI who brought that together. The Champions and Chater Cup. This is the race that we're all talking about. Romantic Warrior, the rock star that he is, extends his brilliance out to 2,400 metres. So let's look at the field, Hutch. If he runs the trip, he wins. Is that as simple as that?
Yeah, and I think he will. I mean, look, he had one crack at it before, and I thought there was an excuse for defeat. I mean, it was an A track that day. The inside wasn't great. He rolled back there, got probably, he led, which he's not really used to doing. I think J-Mac and the way he is. I mean, the way James rode Voyage Bubble last year, he'll be looking to do exactly the same thing, I think, on Romantic Warrior, and he's better than his opposition. We'll talk about the Japanese entrance in a moment, but I just wanted to acknowledge what this horse has done, Shane. I mean, 30 starts worldwide, 23 wins. I mean, like you said, $48 million Australian prize money. I mean, it's insane how much money this horse has won.
It's incredible. That's 20 million more than basically Winks. So it's extraordinary what he's been able to do. So here he is in the QE2 Cup. He was breathtaking. What he was here was he showed his great asset the others don't have, and that is acceleration.
Yeah, he dropped them when the sprint went on, and the 2,400. I mean, the interest will come, I suppose, Shane, out of the international entrance once again, the Japanese runners. But and this is Romantic Warrior, the day where I mentioned about the inside wasn't great on the A course, and it is interesting.
This is 3 years ago when he attempted.
It is 3 years ago, and he only got codded late. So, what did you make of this run, and how do you think he'll run over the 24, Shane?
I think his biggest trouble will be if it's a wet track. We've struck wet tracks the last 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know how it's going to be Sunday. If all of a sudden it's wet and he's got to run the 24, it's like a 26. That's different. He'll run 24, no worries on a good track, that horse. He should be winning. But you've seen these tracks lately, Clint, they chop up and it's hard to make ground up and they can stagger. And that's his only problem if it's wet. So they want good weather. How's it meant to be, Clint, this week, the weather?
The weather's meant to be pretty good. Like, it's going to be dry all week.
Good.
So I think it plays into his strengths. And look, in terms of his pedigree, it says more like 2016 to 2000 which we know. But, I mean, I wonder how much he actually influences the stats around that pedigree, because he's won 14 Group 1s. Yeah. So they're going to have bigger bubbles there. So he's a remarkable horse, and I think the ability to probably... I mean, tactically, it's interesting. I mean, I know, Shane, you thought... and many thought, and I agree with it, you know, there should have been some pressure applied by other runners in that in the Cup QE2 Cup. But in this race, it'd be interesting to see if someone does make a move mid-race, because on paper there's not a lot of pace in this race.
No, this is different. It's different to 24 to 2000. Totally different. You've got to be on a dead set stayer to do that over 2400. I would have Numbers Leading or Romantic Thor, one of those. I think Romantic Thor might go along because he's the stable mate. They won't want to be going really slow, so he pulls. Romantic Warrior, if they're at a nice even pace, he won't pull. He'll relax. This race just isn't good enough, and of course, they've all gone up in weights and they're now level weights with them. They can't beat them on level weights, those horses.
It's a matter of who can run the Quinella, and I think Winning Wing can. He was outstanding against the pattern and with the weight in that race we just watched. And Cap Ferrat, well, this race set up nicely for the stage, for the back markers, Shane, but he's run well in Champions and Chater before. So how did you think he'd perform?
He's definitely got a chance. Only problem is he hasn't had a real good preparation. Like he hasn't had a hard 2,000 metre run or anything like that, whereas the year before he did when he ran third. But he's racing really well, that horse. I would prefer him 2,000, but he can run 24. He's definitely got the place chance. He's the one that can place.
Here's a look at Roshan Park. Now, Roshan Park was beaten.
So this is back in December.
But in terms of their pricing, well, I think Romantic was $1, 1.1, and he was 50s or thereabouts, and can't see him threatening Romantic Warrior this time either. He's been actually to Hong Kong a couple of times. So I think the Japanese horses don't have. Here's Deep Monster, who's you'd say got better form. Joe Moreira is a positive. His peak figure, interestingly, was this run in Saudi. Like it was a way better figure that he produced. But I worry when it's one number as opposed to a body of work that he's put together. He didn't actually put up a massive margin. So how much can you trust that?
Yeah.
So he tips you. I mean, he's going to be prohibitive odds once again. I don't think the trip's a problem. J-Mac knows him so well. I mean, it's a marriage made in heaven. He'll be hard to beat. But Shane, I wanted to ask you more so about as well Winning Wing, because you gave him a good push. And I think he's the horse that I'd like to have in the sort of the Quinella with the favourite there, because I reckon he could run a bit of a race and he might be a price.
Oh, the 2400, he will be suited. There's no doubt. That's what he's been crying out for. He's one horse that just has kept going up this season. Every run is better. He's a very, very good horse, this, and he can definitely place. There's no risk.
Okay, so you've got him in for second. You've got the star on top, of course.
I've got one on top, but not even an issue from Cat Ferrat, Winning Wing. And if one of the Japanese horses does go to do something, it will be Deep Monster.
Yeah, okay, because he's coming back from Qatar.
Yeah, it was a bit. I mean, with Masquerade's Ball, it's a bit of a shame they didn't target this race. But I think they wanted to go to England, obviously, so it became an issue there. But this would have been the race.
Masquerade Ball is a 2400 metre horse, as we saw in the Japan Cup. So that would have been something. Be interested to know what the price differential would have been.
We're not going to mention that.
Okay, my mistake. We'll move on. So we get to race number 9. So the Superstar wins race number 8. What about not race 9?
Look, Six-Pack, I think it's his turn. He's racing really well. He's been highly consistent. He brings the same form as Mighty Masts. Jeannot Pride at the weights and measures is thrown in. I might have him push him out a little bit. I'll wait and see how much support there is in the market for him. But he's a horse that's very well handicapped, Jeannot Pride, on his best form. And Galactic Board, you're going to need to be able to make ground. Shane, thoughts on Six-Pack? And this looks a key form reference. He's going well. I know you've been a bit of a fan of his lately, and he looks like he gets a great chance here.
Yeah, well, he's very consistent, Clint. He never goes bad. He puts himself running 4th or 5th or 6th, and he tries. And that's a big thing. He's got gate 6. He'll be forward. There's pace in the race. You've got a healthy, happy with NICOLA on, so it'll roll along, you would think. So the pace should be good, and he'll be suited here. He's not going to go bad. He won't be far away. Here's Galactic Voyage. Now, this is a nice horse, and he's getting to the line well in 1200 metre races. He goes to 1400 for the first time, and he could be suited here, Clint, over 1400.
Especially if the A track is a run-on track as well. Victor, the winner, came out of this race, I think, to win. So it's a race with a bit of form as well. But I'm a real big fan of Galactic Voyage. I think he's a nice horse going forward. He's definitely got some good races in him.
You've rated him around $7.45. All of those HUTCHI'S Honkers ratings available on the website, so you can jump in. So you've got 4 horses rated under $10.
Yeah, it's a pretty competitive race. Beauty Bolt's an interesting one, bit of a freshen up from a Derby path which didn't work out. He can go forward, not a lot of speed in the race. I don't think he's any well beater, Shane, but I didn't have him in my numbers. How did you think Beauty Bolt could go?
Yeah, no, I've got him in mind. He'll be shorter than $11. I'd be very surprised if he's those odds. He's trialled well. His form before the 3-year-old season was very good. He tries hard. What's he got? He's got gate 9, which is a little bit of a worry. He'll be forwardish, I would say, but his trials have been good. He won't be far away, that horse.
So here we go. You've got Six-Pack
5
on top.
Yeah, Six-Pack from Beauty Bolt. Mighty Mass is racing really well, and Galactic Voyage, the 9. But by that stage, race 9, well, you'll know after 2 or 3 races how the track's playing. If they're coming from back, he's the horse you probably want to be on, because he will get back and he will storm home. If it's a leader's track, well, you don't want to be on him.
Race number 10. Let's get to the lucky last. Let's finish in style.
Second last.
So we've got 11, of course.
Well, this horse, My Ma, is absolutely flying. I don't know if riding Cool Boy Handy the other day really suited. I think they'll maybe revert to the tactics with him. Star Eyes looks pretty much ready to go, and J-Mac a positive booking. And I want to give Almighty Lightning another chance on a better surface. I liked Almighty Lightning this day. Shane, I'm just giving him a forgive. I'm giving him just forget the run on a wet track. It doesn't really matter for my Mars. I thought he was a bit unlucky. He had a horse in front of him, just pushing him a length further back. But my Mars in 2 starts in Hong Kong, he's had a win in this solid second. Like, he's going really well.
He's going really well. You're right. He's got gate 4. He's going to get a good run and he's going to be very hard to beat. He's a horse who's improved. I thought what you said about Cool Boy, its last start, was correct. He was ridden too close. He's got to be ridden back a bit. This is a nice horse here, Star Rise. I tipped him to him this day. I know the horse in front, A Hot Delight, was unbeatable more or less and odds on. But Star Rise has done nothing wrong and he's a horse that shows a lot of promise. He's got gate 3. He'll be midfield. He's got J-Mac on. He's definitely not the worst, Clint.
What about Titan Pegasus that we're going to have a look at as well? Ethan Brown, Dave Eustace.
Yeah, I like Star Rise. I think he's a nice horse. I agree. Sorry, Richo, just one quick note on that race. The little concern out of that race that we showed where Star Rise ran 3rd, every horse has had a run except for Star Rise out of it. Only one horse has run a placing Madston in a class lower. That's a little bit of the worry, but I think he's a nice horse, so I'm not going to read too much into it. This newcomer, Titan Pegasus, ran in the Blue Diamond and looked a pretty good, talented horse. So he's an interesting runner, but I think this horse trialled a little better. Shane reads the trials probably better than I do. Shane, what did you think out of this pair?
Well, the other horse you mentioned first, he was actually started favourite, I think, wasn't he, in the Blue Diamond, or one of them? So, you know, he had good 2-year-old form. He won 2 out of 3. That horse had 1 win, I think, at the Sunshine Coast over 1,000. I can't have him. He'll be 40. He might even lead in the race, but I don't want to be on him.
Yeah.
But I thought both of them would need a run.
If you look at their Australian form, it's clearly superior to Titan Pegasus anyway. It looked a handy horse, but would probably finish 3 lengths behind Tentaris.
But it's a matter of, A, travelling and B, settling in and trialling up. So, Shane, how do you line them up?
I'm going with Clint here with my Mars. I think he gets the right run. He's racing well from Star Rise. Mickley's going. His run the other day in the 1,000 was really good. He hit the line strongly, didn't get a lot of room. And Cool Boy, he's got gate 14. I think that's a good gate for him because they're going to have to go back a bit, and he goes definitely better when he's ridden off the pace.
We'll stay with us. Best bets at the end of the show. But first, let's find some future winners with form files. So, Sweet in Defeat file, future winners coming up. Hutch, who jumps in the Sid file?
Yeah, we got a few from the last week. I think there were some nice runs there. Country Pride on debut, probably in the right spot. Don't think there are any excuses, but they ran reasonably good time. Good gaps in margins, and I think he was good. Chill Easy will handle a wet track if we get one going forward, but the horse is ready to win anyway. And a horse that we played on Wednesday and I thought should have won clearly, Chihar. Drew gate 3. He jumps well here, you can see. Look, it was pretty frustrating because he didn't end up crossing early. You can see he was pretty negative after bouncing out well. He decides then to come back and look where he ends up. So he's giving away a lot of ground here at a stage of the race which you don't want to be. He goes back to about 3rd last and still ends up wide. So he's conceded that ground. I mean, what you have to take into context as well, there was no need to be that far back as well. Ends up being beaten a length. I mean, he's run prior to this when he drew wide, they went back. He ran on well inside. Not sure what the instructions were. We've always got to bear that in mind. But there was just no need, I didn't think, to be giving away ground early in the race. Now he makes ground around the field as well, Shane, and I thought he got to the line really well. So just an absolute mess early for mine, but I thought the run was full of merit.
I don't think the horse helped himself. He wants 1,400. He needs further. The start before was really good. He just wants further. He needs 1,400 desperately. It's just too short for him. Okay. He pushed him out of the gates, but, you know, he never travelled. He just needs 1,400, Clint.
There you go, 1,400 next time.
Make sure.
I wouldn't mind.
Or 1,650.
Yeah, or I wouldn't mind one of the big name jockeys on him. Be a bit more aggressive. I thought it was a big run.
So Country Ride, Chill Easy and Chihar go in. And keep in mind that these following horses are running on the weekend who are in the Sid file.
Yeah, saw him Broncos going really well, and I think he's had excuses really in recent starts. Prestige Hall, you're going to need that run on track, I think. Ethan Brown to ride him. Jolly brilliant, we back last start, he's ready to win. And Seraf Gabriel, we also back last start, and he had no luck whatsoever, Hugh Bowman on board. So there's a few horses, they'll all run well too.
Yeah, now absolutely loving this part of the show. Over the last couple of weeks, Hutch has been going back and having a look for all the time that he's been in Hong Kong. The best jockeys that he's seen, the minimum criteria is 50 wins in Hong Kong. A lot of people with some responses via X. Karis Teaton says Marcus Yu. Craig Williams is a nomination. Glenn Boss, Joe Moreira, Zac Purton, Darren Beedman are nominated. Douglas White, Joe Moreira. Joe's coming very much to the fore. Great to hear Barty Leisha is mentioned in the top 10 as well. They're just some of the comments. We've got down to the top 3, and it gives us great pleasure.
Drum roll?
Well, I don't know if it's drum roll worthy yet. We'll get to drum roll for number 1.
Yes.
But number 3, who you got?
A lot of recency bias with me, but I've got to give J-Mac, the world's best jockey at the moment. He's been there on a few extended stints, but have a look at this Group 1 record. And I know he's been on some very talented horses, but you know what? J-Mac delivers like he does here. He's broken records down here in Group 1s. He's had 17 Group 1 winners in Hong Kong from 50-odd rides at 30%. It's a remarkable story. This is extension back all the way in 2012. So, you know, he didn't take long to get to Hong Kong and have an impact. And I know, as Shane has mentioned, it all takes them all just a little bit of time to settle into Hong Kong and ride well. But I tell you what, he's a force to be reckoned with when he goes there, and he's just a super talented rider with an extraordinary strike rate, Shane, and I'm sure one that you're glad to call a compatriot.
Yes, he's a Kiwi. He's been a superstar since he was born. There's no risk. He's very much in my mould in New Zealand, where we start when we're babies, more or less, riding horses, and that's why he's so good. He come along at 16 and was just dominant, and nothing's changed all of his life. He's outstanding.
It's really interesting because you get a lot of good riders around the world that go to Hong Kong. Some settle in, some don't. Some have a lot more success than others. I mean, a guy like Richard Hughes was champion jockey in England, and he rode 2 winners in about 4 months in Hong Kong.
Really?
Kevin Darley was another champion jockey in England, couldn't fire. Mark Zara had like 4 winners from a couple of hundred rides as well. So it's a unique place, but J-Mac is a superstar, and he's still
Damien
young.
Lane.
Yeah, Damien Lane. I mean, Damien Lane was very young, and he's killing it in Japan. And you know, he only had a handful of winners in Hong Kong as well. So it's not an easy place to go and succeed. So I think J-Mac, yes, he's had the ammunition. Yeah. But yes, he does what he does here. He delivers.
He's a brilliant rider. So he's number 3. I think the top 2 feel obvious, but how did you decide between the top 2?
I've got a lot of recency bias in
my numbers,
don't I? But that's the way it goes.
Well, don't worry about that.
Joe Moreira, he has to be. I'll say this about Joe. Okay, so the stats are unbelievable. There's been
21%.
No one's got a better record at strike rate than him. He's 3% more than Zac from a lot of rides too. He's ridden, I think, around 6,000, 5,945. So that strike rate is off the charts good, and it improves when you go to a Group 1. 24 Group 1s from 125 rides. That is incredible. Joe's ridden 8 in a day. No other jockey in Hong Kong has done that. And I'll say this, and I think Shane will back me up. I've seen no jockey go to Hong Kong and do what he did. When he was in his best form, no rider came close. When he was hot, he was hot.
When he was the magic man.
Yes.
Do you agree with that, Shane?
Yeah, Joe had his first 2 years, and I've stated this on the show. 1 year, I write down mistakes of jockeys. It's just recorded with me. He made 2 in 1 year. That is impossible, just impossible. His 2 first years in Hong Kong were unbelievable, and no one's come close to Joe in those 2 years of riding.
Wow.
But in saying that, he went off a little bit after that for some unknown reason. Zac got into his head a bit, Clint.
He did.
He definitely did.
You know, I think what Joe's also spoken a bit about lately, and, you know, he spoke to us on the show about it, about the mental health aspect of thing. And, you know, on the back of COVID, when they couldn't go, travel, and being probably in Hong Kong for an extended period of time, you know, I think it took its toll on quite a few riders up there, and I think it certainly affected Joe, and he's had some struggles in that area. So it's good that he's talking about it.
Yeah.
And certainly, look, he is just an unbelievable talent. Like I said, at his best, incredible.
Yeah, a superstar. Simple as that. So number one, we don't have a drum roll. Our budget hasn't extended to drum rolls.
That's a shame.
That's a shame. Anyway, next year.
Can you make a note of that?
Can't AI produce one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, are you going to do one? Here we go.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
That doesn't look good at all.
Didn't hear that?
Here we go.
No surprise. I mean, Zac's career is unbelievable. 5 winners off riding 2000. I mean, he has ridden a lot of... You know, Douglas White's actually still ridden more horses in Hong Kong competitively than
Really?
Zac has it up to this stage. But yeah, he's about to be a 9-time champion jockey. He's ridden 100 winners, 11 plus. His strike rate is fantastic. I mean, he's got all of the bases covered. Yes, he's had some unbelievable rides. But I mean, the thing is with Zac, and it's like with all of these top jockeys for me, I mean, we forget the actual, you know, their skill in the saddle and how much that means. We talk about gear changes, jockey upgrades, Shane, can be the biggest upgrade. You get these guys on your horses, they improve, they have them in a spot, and Zac is of that mould. He'll ride a heap of horses this year, now he does every year, that other jockeys just don't win on, and they don't get him in certain spots, and the top guys do.
Yeah, Zac's amazing. He's done an incredible job. And I always tell people, well, he knocked Douglas White off at his best, and he knocked Joe Moreira off when he was at his best. And that's not an easy job to do. And the other thing that people don't get is Zac's been out of favour with a lot of good trainers in Hong Kong, and he always has been, and he doesn't ride for them, right? And he has runs with different trainers, but he still wins the premiership, he still breaks records, he still does it a lot, and he doesn't need them.
Yeah,
that's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
When there's so many, stables where you've got to be in that stable, and he's just like, I'm freelance.
Yeah.
You want me if you don't, and some don't, and he still rides winners.
He's very forthright. He's outspoken. He's brash, and he's kind of done it his way. He's done it his way a little bit.
I'll tell you what Zac is, right? And this is 100%. He's the only jockey that tells the truth, right? When he's on TV, he can be on a $2 chance and he say, mate, I don't like it, it's this and that or whatever. And you should listen to when he says, where if it's someone else, and I'm not going to, oh, it's a lovely horse and Mr. Such and Such, or I'll listen to what he does and, oh, it's going really well. Zac's not like that. I always listen to what Zac says because he's actually very much like me. He just tells it how it is.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we want. But a lot of trainers and jockeys don't tell how it is, because they're too scared to, and they don't want to put a horse down for the connections, whereas Zac doesn't care about connections. He just tells it how it is.
Yeah.
Good call. Great call, Shane.
And exactly like you, Golden Boy, and that's why we pay you the big bucks. Or bucks.
Please.
Well, a couple of dollars and cents. You're doing it with mates.
Yeah.
Because we do it. Because we love it. Yeah. Hey, mate, I've loved the top 10.
Yeah,
You've done it absolutely superbly. Tell us what you think at home. Make sure you communicate with us on all of our social media platforms while we continue talking about jockeys. The Idol's up next. It's Idol time with the Golden Boy. Your time to shine, mate. Who did you see that rode one well?
This was easy. I'm going to take you through it. But first of all, I want you to watch Gate 5. Brittany nearly falls off. I'm going to do Flying Right in Gate 8. Watch this. Dip. Boom. She did a really good job to stay on. Now watch Jerry here on Flying Right. He has a look 10 times. 1, 2. He's going to come across 3. Again, 4, and he's in. He did a really good job on this. Now, Jerry's riding this year has been unbelievable, and I'm going to explain right. Last year, he rode 23 winners. He's up to 38 winners already, and this is why. Up here, he's got a decision to make. Do I go around them or do I ride for luck? Now, it's the A track, and a lot of the time, they don't open up on the A track, and he could come out here 3 wide and go round them, but he elects to stay inside. And he's riding for luck, but it's won him the race.
Manages to cut the corner beautifully.
Yeah,
there,
doesn't he just?
Good result for us as well. And it's interesting with Jerry because Jerry, Look, to be perfectly honest, Vincent Ho hasn't had a great season, and Jerry has now seemed to be the local jockey, the local go-to more so. I mean, Vincent hasn't got the support he was getting, and Jerry is getting the support, but Jerry is getting the results as well, Shane.
Yeah, sorry, I've got a cough and a cold. I've been sick in my throat. But he's gone to another level. Now, doing what he did, it will cost him a couple of winners because they won't get runs and they'll be unlucky. But what he's actually doing will win him another 60% of races as he's gone up this year. 23 to 38, 15 winners. What's that? 60%.
Yeah.
More winners.
And him on the corner there, Shane, is exactly how you described when we did our track walk at Happy Valley, exactly the way to ride that corner. The way that he did that is exactly the example.
He's got to cut the corner. That's right. And he's doing it everywhere. And he's riding Shartin really well too. So good on him.
Fantastic.
He gets the 3 points. I thought Dylan Mauve gave
Volcanus.
That horse, Volcanus, a really good ride. He drove it out of the gates, put it there, and well done to him. And, of course, the other two was NICOLA rode 2 winners, and so did Angus. So all Chinese. They all got points.
Yeah, well done. And then we look at the leaderboard for this year, and
he got up for second. He ran the Quinella, Jerry.
Jerry's got second in the Idol.
The queue. Go, Jerry.
He'd be pumped about it.
And he deserved to.
Yes.
He deserved to. I hope he continues to improve because he's definitely the best Chinese jockey now. Yeah. No risk about that.
Yeah, that is so...
Shane, he's got good balance. He's strong in a finish. Like, he's got a lot of the attributes, hasn't he?
He is. He's really, really good. I want to put this other thing I did up too, because this jockey every year wins this.
Right.
Every year, Luke Ferraris. So this is $1 on every horse. If you have, there's only 4 jockeys you can back that show to profit, and that's that. Luke every year wins this. So if you have $1 a win on every horse, you win $97 for the season. Wow. It's very hard to stay in profit when you have $1 a win on every horse, but he returned at 26%, and now the percentages, and now the only 4 jockeys that were in profit, but for some unknown reason, Luke does this every year.
That is fantastic.
He delivers on horses. He beats the market expectations well, and Derek is doing it as well. Actually, I think both those riders are good riders to follow. If you want to back one at a price, they can get it done.
Hey, Shane, while we've got you, mate, I've got to tell you, your article on Idle Horse was absolutely brilliant, mate. For those that haven't seen it, scan that QR code and that'll take you straight to the article. The fall that gave me a second chance at life, the way that you're able to describe how your life has changed after having that severe fall where everyone was really worried about you moving forward, but the context that you put it in is absolutely beautiful, mate. Well done.
Thanks. But, Richo, the thing is, in racing, a lot of people don't actually tell the truth because they're too scared to with officials and how things are. I just tell it how it is. Yeah. And that's how it was, so I got nothing to hide.
Yep, you should watch. You should make sure you read it.
It's I haven't read it, so I will. Absolutely
fantastic. All right, our star power guest, well, he had to catch up with both you and Shane a little earlier on in the show. The big man's in the house. Richardson out, Purton in.
Kaying Rising stoked up. Purton says, come on, boy. Kaying Rising moved up to overpass. Clear from Jimmy Star. The Kaying Rising champions do what others can't. He's the world's best sprinter, no doubt.
It's Kaying Rising, the crowd lifts. This is what we came to see. The world's best sprinter. He is just unbeatable. Kaying Rising has won. This is normally the put-away point, and he's run to the lead. The great horse was 20 in a row, ever in question, never in doubt. What a win, what a horse. Kaying Rising, 20 in a row.
Star Power guest this week, Zac Purton, soon to be the 9-time champion jockey of Hong Kong, on the cusp of 2,000 winners. Zac, welcome.
Thanks, Hutchi. It's good to be back on the show.
Yeah, you're stepping into rare air as well, Zac, I can tell you, because voted #1 jockey in Hong Kong ever by me. Not only that, though, you are really rare areas here. You've also won the Idol for an unprecedented 3rd time, so that's got to be high up on your list of achievements.
So when is the trophy going to turn up? I'll find a little bit of room here on the mantelpiece for it.
I can tell you, it's lost an arm. Someone tried to pinch it, so that could be.
You realise, Doug? You realise, Clint, Dougie never did that. He won 13 premierships, but he never won the Idol.
No, he didn't, exactly. So it is very important. On a more serious note, another great season for you, Zac. You must be really proud of the way things have gone once again.
Yeah, it has been obviously highlighted by Kane rising there and the journey that we've gone on with him. It's been fantastic, especially at this stage of my season, of my career. But yeah, all in all, another great season that I'm proud of.
Yep, I've just got your stats there, and you know it's an incredible strike rate over the time that you've been there. What is it, around 18% and 40 Group 1s in Hong Kong? So it's pretty remarkable when you look back at all. I wanted to talk more so about the moments, because we've got the stats, we know how much you've achieved, but I just thought there are a couple of important moments, and maybe you could run us through those moments from your perspective. In particular, I remember this prior to becoming a champion jockey in Hong Kong, when you're having the stoush with Douglas White and winning on Ambitious Dragon, where you, we'll let the sort of vision sort of speak through it, but you sort of dive bombed him late here, and there was a little point after the post. Run us through this in your career.
Well, Douglas had won the lead up to the international sprint on, I forget the name of the horse there. And when we went over the line, he pointed at me as if to say, it's not your time yet, son. So when I won the big one, the international, the very next start, I just reminded him of that. And Kim Kelly was quick to pull us in the room, and he said, it stops there, boys, let it go.
You didn't get a fine or anything though, did you?
No, I didn't get a fine, no. But
it's good for racing though, Shane, isn't it?
I've done with it for a while.
It's good for racing though, Shane, I reckon, that rivalry.
Good for racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have it much anymore. Everyone's meant, in this day and world we live in, it's all goody good and everyone's got to do the right thing. But I like a bit of that. It's good. Any sport, not just racing, any sport it's good for.
Zac, do you reckon you got in his head that day? Was that a turning point?
I think at that stage he was still winning the championship. I forget what year that was now. I think it was 2012.
Yes, it was. Yep.
I won the championship in, was it 13, 14?
Yes.
I won my first one. So
Yep.
I've been the season after that. So in hindsight now, I was starting to get there, and that season where we just had that incident, I did push him all the way to the end, and we were level with about 3 or 4 weeks to go, and then I got kidney stones, went to hospital, and then ended up getting very sick off the back of that. So I missed a few meetings, and when I come back, he was about 6 winners in front with 3 meetings to go, and ended up winning, of course. And then he said he loves a challenge. I said, well, how's it a challenge when I've been out in hospital for 3 weeks? I haven't been riding. So all that did was spur me on, and it made me think about it all off season. I thought, I've just got to go back and take him down. I've had enough of this, which is what I come back and did.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, another really important moment, and I'm not even sure if Shane knows about this one, but it was obviously Little Bridge was really important in your career, and when you went to Royal Ascot, I'll let you tell the story because I know, well, obviously you won the race, but there was an incident in the gates and leading into it, and that was very important and was probably pivotal in your career, going to England, winning at Royal Ascot, etc. So run us through the story with Little Bridge.
Yeah, so Paul O'Sullivan gave me my first Group 1 winner here in Hong Kong. And at that time I was riding a lot of winners, but it was very hard to get on the big horses in the big races because they would tend to go to the established jockeys. And Little Bridge come along. I rode him from his very first gallop, won his first 6 or 7 races on him. We went all the way through to winning that race at Royal Ascot. And by winning that race, it really showed the owners here that I was able to deliver in the big races when I needed to, but it could easily have gone the other way because when we were in the gates, I think there was about 24 runners, and one horse midline was going to get taken out to be vetted. And everywhere I've ridden in the world, when they take a horse out to get vetted, it needs to get trotted up for a period of time. The vet decides if it's going to run or not. and then you'll get ready for the race. And I got off Little Bridge and I was sitting on the partition in the gates. And Frankie Dettori said, you better get back on that horse because as soon as this horse comes out, we're going to go. And no sooner had I got back in the saddle and I'd only just put my hands back on the reins, the horse was hardly out of the gates. Like I think it was still reversing at the gates. And they pressed the button. The gates opened. So I could easily have been left in the gates. Wow. And then it would have been a completely different story.
Yeah. Do you think back at times like that and think those little key moments? I mean, every sportsman says that, there's little things that happen and sliding doors. Do you think back at those sorts of moments?
Oh, for sure. That was really a turning point in my career here as far as being able to get rides on the bigger horses. So if that didn't happen and I had to stay in the gates, maybe I would have been viewed as being a bit unlucky. And things could have been very different. But yeah, all those sliding door moments, you get on, and off the back of Little Bridge, I got on to Ambitious Dragon and then won my first international mile. So that wouldn't have come along if I had been left in the gates.
And you talk of Danny Shum. I'll let Shane come in after this because I'm sure he's got some questions for you. But I know what high regard you hold Danny in. I mean, in terms of the trainers you've ridden for, where does Danny sort of sit amongst some of the trainers that you've ridden for all over the world?
Well, he's right up there, and I've been saying this for a long period of time, even when you were based here in Hong Kong, Clint, that I had the best relationship with him out of any trainer in regard of confidence. I would ask him about a horse and he'd say, no, you don't want to ride that. He said, it's not much good, or, it's not worth riding, focus on something else. Or he would come to me and he'd say, Zac, he said, keep an eye on this horse. He said, in 4 or 5 runs' time, 3 months down the track, I'm going to run it at this distance at this track. He said, and I think it'll win. And he was so accurate. Like, he very rarely got it wrong. And he did that for a long period of time. I've ridden more winners in Hong Kong for Danny Shum than any other trainer.
Right.
He was an amazing. He knew his horses. He was amazing. Even when he buys horses now from overseas, he'll tell me, he'll say, have a look at the trial of this horse. I really like this horse. And he gets it right so often. He's great to deal with.
Shane, you did a bit of riding for Danny back in the day?
Yeah, well, I more or less, when he first started, I was a stable jockey. I signed up for him for a year. He had his best season that year that he had. And no, he was outstanding. I think his biggest achievement is what he's done with Romantic Warrior. He gets him to peak first up over 2,000 metres, more or less. And that's not easy to do. He's done an amazing job with him, hasn't he, Zac?
Oh, incredible. And now people have taken notice of the training ability that he's got. But as you said, here in Hong Kong, it's very hard to get a horse at that level. And you've got to remember in those lead-up races, he's given £5 away to the rest of the field as well. So he's not racing against them at set weights. So to have him to peak first up over 2,000 and then at the next start go into an international race and be even better, it's, he's a credit to himself. But he's a hard worker. Like, he is always in the stables. He drives his staff like no one else does. He's not easy to work for, but that's why he's successful.
No, definitely not. That's true. Very true. Zac, what's your one moment in the last, say, 20 years of riding that stood out to you anywhere in the world?
It's a difficult question, Shane, because, when I think about that, I've had so many great moments. And, if I could pick a few, and I know it's not answering your question, but if I could pick a few, there's obviously Royal Ascot winning on Aero Velocity in Japan. That was great because of the association with Paul and everything that horse went through, and the owners were great as well. First international on Ambitious Dragon, the association with Beauty Generation. And when he won the international mile, he was like 5 lengths in front with 100 to go. He just smashed them. The derbies are great, the Caulfield Cup, and then KM Rising recently. So there's been a lot in there. I've been very lucky and I've received a lot of good support, and nothing's possible without
I would have said the Everest.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously KM Rising, yeah, with the Everest for sure. But he certainly made my bank account look better.
Zac, I know we can't give you too much longer, but I've got a few quick fire questions that I do want to ask you. Just I've done my top 10 list. Best jockey you've ridden against in Hong Kong, and then maybe who's the best rider that you reckon you've ridden against globally?
Listen, if I could break it down, you got to give Douglas White respect for what he did. 13 straight championships is incredible. Moreira, unbelievable. Ryan Moore, unbelievable. McDonald coming along recently, unbelievable. Sumion was incredible when I first arrived. They're probably the 5 that really stand out to me.
Yep. Best horse outside of Kaying Rising you've ridden?
Oh, probably Romantic Warrior. I got one go on him. Derek Long Kilby.
Yeah. Do you have any superstitions?
No, I don't. And I force myself not to have any, because I think once you start going down the superstitious path, it never ends.
And the best sledge you've given, because I know you're pretty good with the talk. I'm not sure you'll be able to repeat it on here, but have you got a good sledge you can just tell us about quickly?
Oh, listen, there are a few, but there was one, obviously, with Douglas White when I had him on the ropes that year after Ambitious Dragon that we just seen. So the year that I won my first championship, I rode the fastest 50 winners in Hong Kong racing history, and Joe Moreira come along the scene. So Douglas was a little bit, we had him well and truly covered, but I would get behind the gate sometimes and in front of the barrier boys because they didn't particularly like him, and I'd just look at him and say, "Oh, are you still here? Are you still riding?"
Very good. Very good. Hey, just quickly before you go, Zac, rides this weekend. I know you do your form late. That's usually the script with you, but just a general take, I suppose, on the Champions and Shade of the Feature. You rode the Queen Mother Memorial winner. Obviously, it's a big step up here, but what about some of your other rides? Is there anything that stands out? I know Packing King was pretty impressive the other day when he won. Yeah,
he's still learning too, Packing King. He changes his legs a lot, so he hasn't quite put it together yet, but he did enough to win the other day. The extra weight's not going to make it easy for him, but he'll be thereabouts again. Flying Armani's been threatening for a long period of time now, drops down into Class 5. Best World, he ran well the other day. He's lightly raced on the way up. Aerodynamics is honest. He can run well. So here we go. We've got Best World. I won this race too. Jerry went in and I went out and I got the better of him.
Yeah, okay. So he's a nice progressive enough type, and think Best World can win. Fit for Beauty's another horse that's going pretty well. There's not too many chances in that last race. Fit for Beauty's got to be somewhat in the mix, I suppose, in the last as well.
Yeah, he's sort of on his rating a little bit, but when things go his way, he's got another win in him for sure.
And just quickly, once again, the Champions in Shader, I know you'll be on the outside, and Romantic Warrior, 1.5 miles. What's your take on him over the 1.5 miles, and how do you think you'll go in the race?
Well, he won over the distance last time on a wet track. We've had a lot of rain around recently, but I think the forecast is okay leading into the weekend. But this was a handicap. He carried the minimum 115 against, these are the only horses we've got outside Romantic Warrior at the distance, but they're not the best bunch of horses, and now he steps up to set weights against Romantic Warrior and the 2 Japanese horses. It's not going to be easy for him, but if we can get some prize money, I've done well, and you never know.
No, you never know. And I tell you what, we do know, Zac, we can congratulate you on another fantastic season. We can congratulate some people that won these magnificent jackets that you've put together. I absolutely love them. So Marcus Yu, Chekhov at HK Racing, and Cooper's Sparkling have all managed to win these lovely Kaying Rising Zac Purton jackets. Mate, we really love these jackets. They're pretty schmick.
They've been a big hit. It's been the most popular thing I've ever done off the back of them. Probably the most popular horse I've ever ridden as well. So it's nice that they've been well received. It's good to see people getting around in them, and hopefully Kaying keeps doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and just a reminder, there's the website as well if you want to order any of that stuff. Get on board. They are absolutely fantastic. So make sure you get involved there. Zac, we salute you. Another brilliant season. It won't be too long before you get those 2,000. Not sure you get on the weekend, but you won't be far around the corner. And, mate, you've just done a brilliant job. And on your career in Hong Kong in general, just fantastic work. So well done once again.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Always appreciate the support back there in Australia, and hopefully I can keep giving everyone something to follow and be proud of as well.
Yeah, no, well done to Zac, and thanks for joining us. What another brilliant season from him. I mean, Shane, it's pretty remarkable, isn't it? He's going to ride 100 winners, more than 100 winners yet again. So to achieve that in Hong Kong it shouldn't be understated, really.
No, it shouldn't. He's going to ride more winners this season than he did last. I think last season, 138? He's on 117, so he's got 19 to go. He's going to pass that. He's had a really good season, very good, and topped it off with the Everest, of course, which was huge.
Yep, can't wait to see him back later in the year for that. That's part of global racing. And talking of global racing, let's have a look where we are racing around the world in global racing.
Check out all the great action from Global Racing, and retrospectively, the Doomben 10,000. Rothfire wins a Group 1 as a 2-year-old, has so many surgeries, they nurse him back to health and fitness. He wins another Group 1 as, what, an 8-year-old? It's a remarkable story.
Remarkable story. Special moment for Brad Rawiller, who's had some challenges of late, but showed he's still more than up to it. So it's a great moment for him, great moment for Rob Heathcote. Amazing that we could get an 8-year-old to win. I think, on a side note, it's a slight reflection of our sprinting ranks at the moment, that Rothy can get up and win a Group 1, to be honest. But
no, that's a fair call.
Take nothing away from this moment. It's racing delivered once again.
And Doomben delivered from a turnover point of view through the Whirlpool. Have a look at some of the data there. The turnover was up 16%. Now, think about that at home. That is a huge increase. Why? Well, James McDonald and Zac Purton were riding there, add in Ethan Brown as well. That is a huge uplift. So well done to everyone at Brisbane Racing Club. Carl de Croo and his team do an epic job. It was Lockinge Day up in the UK at Newmarket, and Notable Speech showed an acceleration that was breathtaking. He's a good horse.
He looks a very exciting talent, so we'll be targeting some of those features as well. So he looks pretty special.
And the Whirlpool moment of the day, the way that the grooms look after their horses is absolutely exceptional. So well done to everyone who's been involved there. So prize money going to a lot of the grooms, and well done to the Whirlpool for doing that. We look forward to other great meetings coming up on the Whirlpool. The Irish 2,000 guineas, the Champions and Chater, of course, and the Irish 1,000 guineas. So much to look forward to there. And that Tattersalls Gold Cup, which has the Group 1 older age horses involved in that one as well. So that should be an absolute beauty. And then, of course, when we get to June, Hutch, we've got a lot of Whirlpool meetings leading into, of course, Royal Ascot as well.
One of my favourite days, the Derby Day, and of course we've got the Stradbroke being covered.
Yeah, brilliant.
Q22, which we'll see half yours and all those horses line up in, and then all the feature races. Ascot, it'll be a brilliant week, as it always is, and a bit of Australian representation there this year.
There will be. There's a few that have dropped away, but there's still going to be plenty there in the Irish
going
Derby.
this year?
No, I haven't got an invite.
It's disappointing.
Have you got an invite? No. Maybe we should do a tour. Maybe. Reckon the Golden Boy. How would the Golden Boy look in the top hat and tails?
Yeah.
If we do a good one this year, we can always put it on next year.
Why wouldn't we?
We've got to have a run first.
Something to think about.
Good idea. Get your top hat and tails organised, Golden Boy. You'll look fantastic in that suit. That's our look at the Whirlpool. A very special guest coming up.
The Hong Kong Jockey Club has introduced a new apprentice jockey to the riding ranks, and her name is NICOLA YUEN. Time to catch up with the woman who's already established herself as a winner.
It's a first win in Hong Kong for NICOLA YUEN. Fast Responder still in front. Fast Responder, Flashing Fighter clinging on, and one on debut. Great three-way go coming up. Who wins? Triumphant Warrior in front. Triumphant Warrior is going to lead all of the way.
How special has this start been for you?
It is really, really special. To be honest, I don't expect that quick because it's my first meeting here in Hong Kong and straight away got a winner. So it's really amazing, unbelievable. It's like a dream come true for me.
It's a night that NICOLA YUEN's never going to forget.
So let's go back to that first win, PI Legend for Dennis Yip. Can you talk me through how you were feeling as you crossed the line?
When I hit the line, I know I was pretty much clear, and I remember that moment. It is very emotional.
PI Legend, it's a first win in Hong Kong for NICOLA YUEN, and she loved it on the line as well.
I did a salute, but I was like, it's my day. Finally, it's my moment. So I'm gonna treasure the moment and enjoy the moment. Yeah, huge memory in my journey, my whole life. I will never forget that moment.
It's all about Nicola, isn't it? I mean, her very first win, so a special moment.
Tell us about your path here. I know you rode in South Australia and South Africa. What were those experiences like?
It's been a long journey before I came to Hong Kong. Been to South Aussie. I stayed there for 2.5 years. I started my racing career over there, so technically I start from zero. I learned so many basic stuff.
There's a double for NICOLA YUEN.
Met so many top jockeys like Craig Williams. He's my idol. So great to meet him in person.
NICOLA YUEN, that's 4 from 5 on the program, having a day out.
South Africa, I learned a lot from Andrew Fortune. He's a very good jockey over there. He's got the perfect feeling of how to switch off the horse in the race. So I learned a lot from him, how to get the reins right and finish off the race really well. Aussie, New Zealand, and even South Africa.
There's Nava 7, kept them all at bay. NICOLA YUEN on board.
I really appreciate that all the experience and all the journey that I've been through give me so much confidence on the track, on the biggest stage. So it's really nice, unbelievable.
Do you have any role models in the jockeys ranks in Hong Kong?
It's Joe Murrah, because I really remember before I go to overseas training, and I remember he climb up in the gates and teach me how to make the horse relax and teach me how to jump. I like the way he push, balance, everything. He got the name the Magic Man, so I wish I can be like him one day.
A wave of the wand, a puff of smoke, and the Magic Man pulls one out of the hat and makes it 8.
We're going to do some quick fire questions with NICOLA YUEN. What meal could you eat over and over?
Rice noodle.
Oh, yum. I'd love to eat
I
that
love
over and over too.
Yes.
That's definitely not on my diet. Yeah. Tropical beach or snowy mountain holiday?
Definitely tropical beach.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I don't like winter. What's on the bucket list? Hawaii.
Oh, yes, it's beautiful. Coffee or bubble tea?
100% coffee.
How do you take it?
I love a coffee. Sometimes depends on my mood. Sometimes I like cold brew, ice Americano. But sometimes if I want to have some milk inside, I will love a latte.
How many times have you watched K-pop Demon Hunters?
Sorry, no. Sorry. But I did listen to the music. I know the song.
The songs are very good.
Yeah.
And finally, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I know the future. Like,
oh, that's
I know
a good
the
one,
future.
actually.
Yeah. It will be very nice.
Victories in South Australia, New Zealand, and also South Africa. It's a night that NICOLA YUEN's never going to forget.
Best bets, pens are poised. Hutch, where do we go?
Yeah, I like the meeting. There's a fair bit of depth there. A lot will depend on how the track plays, but I think we can get some, hopefully get some results early in the card. I like Nick's Gluck. Craig Williams in town. He rides, and this horse has drawn a nice barrier. He was a bit unlucky the other day. I want to take Quinella with Super Love, Gutso Bravo, and also Come Fast Feifei. So I think that's one of my better plays. Outside of that, in the opening race, we heard from Zac Flying Amani down in grade. I think he'll be hard to beat. Take Frank Tank and Soaring Bronco, who made our Sid file, as the value in the Quinellas as well.
Wow, so a little early running double. Maybe race 1, the 1 into race 2, the 2. You know what I'm saying? Golden Boy?
Well, Richo, you were right last week. My tip was race 4, number 4. And you said that's death. Something will happen. Sure enough, it got poleaxed out of the gate. It's a leader and it's 4 lengths last. It wasn't her fault. It just got poleaxed. Something's happening to my tips every week, but never mind. We'll throw another one
This
in.
is your week. Go. What do you got?
Okay, we'll go race 2, number 7. As long as they're coming from back, it'll run a race. Gutso Bravo. It'll get back. It'll run on. 1400 will suit it. It won't be favourite. So it'll go all right.
Should be a nice price, that, I think.
It's up against you. You go and turn it.
I've got it in the Quinella. I don't mind it.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a price, I'll have something on it too.
All right, no need
Check
to yell.
out the strategy.
What's your tip, Richo?
Yeah, you got a tip?
My tip is just, give everyone a hug and love your mother. Now,
aren't you nice?
Sold out is our tour. However, keep in mind, there is a little waiting list we've put together too for people who want to get involved there on our waiting list. Our show, we're going to have a little pause for our show, but we need to thank the following people. We thank the Hong Kong Jockey Club. We love the Whirlpool. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you, G1 Goldmine and Stallion Match. Thank you, Racing.com. Thank you, the 7 Network, for allowing us to film it here. And thank you to you, Golden Boy. We love doing the show with you, mate.
Goodbye, everyone.
See you back for the next
Good luck.
Another series.
Season. Yep.
Hutch, brilliant work, mate.
Enjoyed this season. Thanks for watching.